Professional wrestling and incarceration go hand in hand. During the 1980s and 1990s, when drug and alcohol use were rampant within the sport, it was not uncommon for a performer to miss a show or an appearance because they were behind bars. For guys like Ric Flair, Jake Roberts, and a couple of dozen others, these tales are as much as part of their legacy as their achievements inside their ring. What up, mother blingers? Today we're gonna talk about wrestlers who were arrested for the craziest crime. Number 10, the badass Scott Hall. What, this guy is now like 90 years old or something. I don't know how much old he is right now, but he is badass as fuck. Scott Hall's issues with substance abuse have been well documented, and he has been arrested on countless occasions. One of Hall's most infamous arrests, and possibly his first one, came in 1983 when he was involved in an altercation outside of a Florida nightclub. Number 9, William Regal. I gotta stop doing that. I know, come on, I'm sorry, okay? Although he has frequently played the character of a distinguished English gentleman, NXT General Manager William Regal earned his place on this list by doing something pretty ungentlemanly. During his time with WCW, Regal became extremely inebriated on a flight from Japan to the United States. At one point, he drunkenly stumbled to the toilet on the plane to make more room for alcohol. I love you, my man. I just love you. Number 8, woo! Ric Flair. I love your daughter, man. I just love her. It's no secret that the nature boy Ric Flair loves to party. In fact, Flair's affinity to getting drunk and causing trouble is so great that he has found himself behind bars on more than one occasion. The most infamous of Flair's legal issues came in 2002 when a plane journey from the United Kingdom to the United States became descent into drunken chaos. During the infamous plane ride from hell, Ric Flair became so inebriated that he stripped naked. Oh my god, what is up with people getting drunk and getting naked? Number 7, look at that butt. Look at that. Oh my god. Big Show. Just before he signed with what was then the World Wrestling Federation, the Big Show got away too drunk and found himself in a spot of bother. Unable to hold his liquor like another famous wrestling giant, an inebriated Big Show began to wreak havoc around a motel. It likely took a great deal of effort for police officers to get the 500-pounder apprehended and booked. On number 666, Meng. If you asked anybody who is the toughest son of a in the history of wrestling business, you're going to get two answers. Stone Cold or Meng. First of all, no comparison, okay? I don't want to compare. With one story detailing how he bit off the nose of a man who called wrestling fake. Even the Steiner brothers, who aren't exactly freud like themselves, consider Meng to be absolutely out of his mind. See, Mom? See? Number 5 of the Steiner brothers, Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner has had his fair share of legal issues. His short temper and ability to do Clinton-esque damage to those who anger him have landed him behind bars a number of times in the past. In January 2001, Steiner was arrested for an incident which occurred during a WCW taping. The storyline of the night saw Steiner inflict beatings upon Christopher Daniels and Michael Modest. An EMT hit the ring to tend to the fallen performers and subsequently ate a blow from Steiner. It all looked pretty dramatic and served to get Steiner over as an unpredictable heel. There was just one problem. the EMT was an actual EMT, not an actor. Steiner was unaware of this when he clocked the poor guy a second time, causing him legitimate pain. The following morning, Steiner was arrested and charged with assault, though the charges were ultimately dropped after it was determined Steiner thought the EMT was part of the show. Number 4, Andre, not the Giant, but the Kevin Hart. Andre Davis made a name for himself on the independent circuit, wrestling as Andre Hart and frequently having the best match on the card. He was so popular, in fact, that WWE was interested in signing Hart to a contract, but pulled out after a medical evaluation revealed him to be HIV positive. Fully aware of his HIV status, Hart returned to the independent scene and continued sleeping with women, having unprotected sex with a dozen of partners. Hart, arrested for failing to inform his sexual partners to his condition in 2011 and was sentenced to 32 years in prison. He apologized to his victims and vowed to dedicate his life to raising awareness about the dangers of sex addiction and HIV. Number 3, Ken Patera. A weightlifter turned pro wrestler, was never the most talented person in the ring. He lacked any sort of ability, charisma, or intensity. However, he had plenty of intensity on the night of April 6, 1984, when he refused service after hours at a McDonald's. Enraged by the disrespect, Patera hurled a rock through a window of the restaurant. Though he later claimed the rock had been thrown by a former employee. When an officer arrived on the scene to arrest Patterson, the professional wrestler assaulted him. What's up with people assaulting police officers? What the Number 2, New Jack. Once upon a time, while working in Paul Heyman's Extreme Championship Wrestling, New Jack frequently went over the line, something which was nearly impossible to do in 1990s ECW. I mean that in a sarcastic way. After the closure of the company, New Jack took the unpredictability which had made him a broken household name to the independent circuit, where he continued to get himself into trouble. In 2004, New Jack was performing at a show for the Thunder Wrestling Federation, that's TWA, where he was due to take on William Lane. At some point during their match, New Jack became irate and produced a knife from his ring gear. Jack proceeded to stab Lane 9 times, much to the horror of those in attendance. New Jack was arrested and charged with aggravated assault to commit murder, but the victim dropped the charges after New Jack agreed to train him. Number 1. If you thought that by now I have been talking about crimes and on crazy shit, fuck this. Cause this is the king of hardest crimes. Number 1. Hard Body Harrison. Hard Body Harrison spent some time working with WCW towards the end of the 1990s and had a career which he was even less impressive than his in-ring abilities. Harrison's crimes were pretty damn despicable. In 2007, he was convicted of the false imprisonment of 8 women, whom he used as sex slaves. Yeah, sex slaves. During his trial, Harrison chose to represent himself and claimed the woman stayed in his home voluntarily and that he provided them with wrestling training. What is up with people, crazy people, about wrestling training? Okay, you know what, bitch? Train me. I'ma fight you too! Remember at the beginning of the video I told you about crimes and shit? Well, let's talk about it, okay? I am doing the greatest amount of hard rock cricket and shit, and you didn't even fucking liking and shit in my video. I'm gonna quit. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and fucking make me famous. I fucking beg of you. Fuck me. Please, okay, please. We stretch everything to the extreme, as you can see right now. I guess I'm sounding a little bit crazy, but I don't give a shit. We love you.